I plan to celebrate and pop champagne. Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
Footprints on the moon, I'm way too up, there's no way you can touch me.
Good morning, Michael Lapinia here with JE Promotions, coming from Invicta Gym in Sheerness. Currently stood here with Dean Sutcliffe, who's a very, very old friend of Tom Dallas and now currently his close advisor. You're working with Tom now because I suppose you're trying to make his comeback into the professional reigns. How's things going with him?
Really well. I've linked him up with JE Promotions. Joe is putting on some good local shows. I think that's the best way for Tom to build. It's some smallish local shows, getting back to winning ways and knocking people out, the best thing that he does, and working with a new trainer, Ray, down at Invicta Gym, which has really gone well so far.
Well, I mean, you say knocking people out is what he does. He's got an amazing amateur record as well, professional records. I think he's 17 wins, 15 of them coming in a row. I mean, was that something that was expected when he went into the professional game?
Yeah, I think he turned over very well from the amateurs. As you say, 15 wins straight away. Hindsight's a fantastic thing, and there's maybe some bad decisions made earlier on in his career. We're here to put that right now and make sure that Tom's back in the position that he needs to be, which is looking at Southern Area titles, English title, and then ultimately the British title would be the dream, and that's something that we just need to make reality.
Well, we'll touch on the British title in a minute, but going back to what you said about bad decisions, I mean, the guys fought some big names. I mean, Dave Price and Charles Martin to name but two. Do you think it was a bit short-sighted going into them fights, considering the preparation wasn't exactly there at the time? Yeah,
I mean, listen, everybody knows that he took David Price fight on 3 or 4 days' notice. Nobody would say that was the right decision, not even with thinking about hindsight. He shouldn't have took that fight. He took it for the money at the time, and that was well publicised that's what he wanted. Unfortunately, he then had, I think, about 10-11 months out of the ring, so he fell off the horse, if you like, didn't get straight back on it, and that's what needed to happen. But that's dwelling on the past. We're now about his future, and his future is going to be fighting on local shows to start with, and then let's get him in a position where he's fighting for a title at the right time and in his own backyard for the first one would be nice.
Okay, so I mean, you talk about some bad decisions, but as a young professional coming up in the rank, you can't. I suppose a lot of people can't really blame people for taking the money, but I mean, it's a massive kudos to him, the fact that he's been named in the breath of these fighters as well. And at the moment, you're looking to get him in for, is it the regional belt at the moment?
Yeah, I think we'd like to go the traditional route, Southern Area, English, and then British. That's where we'd like to go. And I personally know that he has got the attributes to do it. I've seen him spar some top guys. Been sparring Dillian White recently, who's a good friend of ours. He's a great guy. But it's bringing Tom back into all this professional sparring that he can do. He can get himself back into a position where he's respected within the industry again. Unfortunately, there are some people who've written him off and put him on a scrap heap, but you do that at your own peril. So,
I mean, you said he had about 12 months off. His next fight's coming up 29th of October at Mote Park. New trainer, Ray Askew, he's been with him about 6 weeks now. Do you think he's the right trainer for the job? How do you think the trainer's coming along with him?
I think it's coming along fantastically. Ray, he hasn't changed things root and branch. He hasn't changed everything. He's just made some subtle changes that have totally changed Tom's game, if you like. His movement that I've seen in the last 6 weeks has come on and just totally developed from where it was. I think some people will get some surprises when they see the new Tom Dallas under Ray Askew.
I mean, walking into the gym, it's pretty obvious that everyone's pretty confident around him. Dean, thanks a lot for talking to us today. I think we're going to try and talk to Ray now, so thank you very much. I'm now back with Ray Askew. Ray, you've been training Tom Dallas for about 6 weeks now. How do you think the training's coming along?
It's coming along really, really well. I'm asking a few slightly different things of him now. His previous trainer, Andy Kidd's a very good friend of mine and obviously done an excellent job with Tom over the years. And, Tom's a very good boxer anyway, so So now I'm just trying to put slightly my slant over things and just try and add a couple of little bits, of me to him. And he's adapting really, really well. A couple of little changes he's got to get used to, but he's adapting really quickly and really well.
I mean, obviously, there's been a few blips, but he's got pretty amazing professional record so far, so that's obviously something you can build on for the next fights. His next fight's coming up in Mote Park on the 29th of October. Are you feeling confident he's going to go in there and get a win?
Yeah. I mean, we want Tom to get back on the winning track. I would say build his confidence, but there's nothing wrong with Tom's confidence. We want to just get him the feel of having we're going to get him an opponent that's going to give him a few problems, push him a little bit, but we want to see some of Tom's finishes that we've seen in the past. And believe me, Tom's power is world class. Anyone that's been hit by him will vouch for that. And I can tell you, holding the pads for it, it's the fitter he gets, the more phenomenal his punching power gets.
I mean, we could see that as soon as we walked in, you were doing the pad work with him and he's hitting you, and it was booming around the gym. Is that something that's one of his main strengths, is the fact that he can go in there and really hit hard?
Look, any boxer wants to be able to punch hard. It's the get out of jail card, if you like, because we've seen it on plenty of occasions throughout the history of boxing, where even if you're a good boxer but sometimes things aren't quite going your way, if you've got that knockout punch to get you out of jail, that's a wonderful thing to have. And one of the beautiful things about Tom is, I'll work him until he's absolutely exhausted, and even in them last rounds I ask him to pull out big punches. He pulls out punches that are as hard at the end as they are at the beginning. So technically he's got that ability to throw those really, really hard punches even when he's exhausted.
I mean, he's a big guy, 6'6.5", I think just over 17 stone, so he's going to be a scary guy in the ring, whoever he's facing, isn't he?
Yeah, but every heavyweight punches really, really hard, and they're all big guys. There's people that match him. We've got Dave Jones, obviously, who I train also. They're great. They spar with each other fairly regular, and Dave is exactly the same mark as him. He's the same weight, the same height, and they have brilliant, sometimes brutal sparring with each other, but it's brilliant preparation for getting in there with men that punch really, really hard and with bad intention. Sparring's one thing, when you're fighting there, it's bad intention.
I mean, next fight, 29th of October at Mote Park. After that, are you looking to climb up to try and get a regional belt, a Southern Regional? Maybe two. If we can give him two good fights, I want to see that the training we're doing with him is reinforced with his sparring, and then his first couple of fights back to the competitive scene. Let's get him out here, winning a couple of fights, doing some of the things we want him to do, and know he's moving in the right direction. Tom's got plenty of time, really. Over the next 18 months, I would imagine over the next 18 months, you're going to see Tom involved in some kind of title or other. That would be my prediction. Well, I mean, you can tell there's a lot of hype around the gym, so everyone's excited for Tom. Ray, thank you so much for talking to us today, and good luck with the training. I'm here with Tom Dallas. Tom, how's the training going? We're hearing a lot of excitement about you around the ring, around the gym. Do you feel confident going into your next fight?
Yeah, I do. I've got a new trainer now, Ray. Been working with him for 6 or 8 weeks, and it's when I first come down here, I was unfit, and starting to feel fit now. And by the 29th of October, I'll be fight fit.
Well, that's something Ray was talking about, the fact that even in the later stages of sparring, you're obviously blowing, but you're still packing one hell of a punch. Is that a trait that you're going to take into the next fight, and is that something that you pride yourself on?
Yeah, I do. I pride myself on it. I've always had a hard punch ever since I was small, so I don't work on it. It just comes, so I can be really tired in the sort of sit for 8 pound sparring and still be powerful.
Okay, so yeah, you're a natural big puncher. Talking to some of your close trainers and advisors, they say that for the last 4 or 5 years you've been carrying an elbow injury. Is that right? That only seems to have just been sort of sorted. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah. As you say, I've had a bad elbow for a while. Had surgery at the start of this year, and it's all okay now. Been sparring, it's fine. I've got no problems at all going into this fight. So hopefully all goes well.
So plan 29th of October, Mote Park, Road to Destruction, that's your next fight. Hopefully go in there, do the business, then look at getting a fight that can take you up to maybe a regional belt, a Southern Regional belt. Is that something you're aiming for?
Yeah, for sure. I don't come around here and brag and all that, but I am quite confident on the 29th. I will win the fight. and then obviously after that, start stepping up again.
Well, we're all going to be there and we're all going to be rooting for you. Tom, thanks so much for talking to us today. I've been Michael Lapinier with JE Promotions, coming at you from Invicta Gym in Sheerness.
Footprints on the